You guys might be wondering, why is the Tundra in the shop? Didn't we just have this thing in here? It's a Toyota. There should be no work need done. Well, part of that's true. We did have it just in here. And, well, it's a Toyota, so there shouldn't have to be a bunch of work done. But I might have screwed some stuff up. So it's time to get some work done. You're actually going to see this guy in here at least one or two more times because there's a few cosmetic things I need to take care of. Nothing crazy. Probably something that only I would notice, but we still want to get those done eventually. Right now, we need to concentrate on things we screwed up so it's not maybe running the best. And it's really just, let's say it's one thing, but it's actually 8 things. And if you know, you know, but we get under the hood here. And we need some regular maintenance done. We need to do an oil change because this thing has been to Florida and back, South Carolina and back, and it's been racking up some miles on some long trips. Even though I haven't really been daily driving it because I've been using the OBS, she's been a long hauler. So we're gonna go ahead and do an oil change. We're gonna do a tire rotation, and I'll show you where I went wrong and why we need to redo the tune-up. Before we do any of that, why the hell don't I have any lights on around here? I mean, yeah, the King Cobra's not even going. What are we doing? What are we even doing with our lives? Okay. Over here. All right, and we'll probably need some stuff out of here. All right, that's more like it. I am so happy that I actually have this neatly taken care of. Any of these guys, we'll leave those. It's just these guys right now. That's what we need. Over here, and with this stuff here, and our new tool. Best $5 I ever spent. You guys think I'm showing off with that little backdrop right there? You right. All right. Anyways, let's talk about spark plugs. More importantly, spark plug gapping. All right. So these are the Denso Iridium plugs that go in the Tundra. And you guys watched me install these before. You watched me do it incorrectly. So I did a tech tip talking about actually how to use one of these guys right here. And this isn't just to hang it on the wall. That's actually to pry out if the gap is too small. You use that, and instead of what I always did, just kind of slid along here, and that'd be fine. Which same way this thing's done, right here. Just a different looking, same exact tool. Well, that's fine if we got 50s and 60s cars, but when you started messing with HEI and this says HEI. I don't even. I'm going to say that they put that on there. It doesn't matter what kind of ignition you got in there. It's what kind of plugs you got in there, right? So these are the Iridium Long Life. They say these things are good to like almost 120,000. And actually, I can vouch for that because when I changed these last in the Tundra, I had almost 120 on it, and then I put them in and I screwed them up because I did exactly what I just explained with this guy here. And I got worse gas, way worse gas. I lost about 5 to 8 miles per gallon or something. It was wild. So this is fine for old stuff. But the newer plugs, like these right here, you got all these coatings on the electrodes. Got it. There. So you got nickel alloy, you got platinum, you got double platinum. These here are the iridiums. Some word I can't say. Ruth is something or other. Rutheniums, I think. And then there's silver coating. There's all this stuff, right? And guys, you can go down. You can go down a very, very large rabbit hole with spark plug stuff, and it's honestly on your daily driver, it's not that huge a difference. You want something that works properly, and that's that. But when you would gap something, you take this guy and you put. Oh, you thought I was going to do it? No, I'm not. What I did last time was I pushed this in there and I forced a bigger gap, and then I went too big and I pushed it down, which you should be doing. Like, you kind of put it in there, and if you got to do, that's how you're supposed. That's what this hole's for. That's if you look at it, you can kind of see more. This one's more obvious of how it's beveled to be able to do that. All right, we're not going to do that because most of these guys come pre-gapped, but you want to check the gap. You want to check these fancy dancy spark plugs with this fancy dancy gapper. That's actually like $1 cheaper than this one. But let's see if we can get a lot of staples in this guy. All right. So look here. You can see on the camera. There you can. You can see the different numbers in there. We're looking for the 4.0. Right, this is what it is. And you just take this little guy. This is hard to see. It's lighting. There we go, 4.0. And you push it in there. See it? It goes right in there. It's not forcing nothing. It's not tearing nothing up. And the gap is dead on. So that's that. We're going to put this guy in just like that. But we're gonna check the gap on all of these because yes, they come pre-gapped, but you never know. In the meantime, we're gonna put that on there so it doesn't get anything messed up because we've already done this once. We don't want to do it again. Third time's a charm is not what we're going for here. All right, guys. I have gone through. Most of the time, you buy these iridium plugs and they're pre-gapped, but you got to check them because you don't know, right? You can't tell from the naked eye either. So get yourself a gapping tool. I've slightly modified this one, and I say that I marked this right here, 0.040, 0.044. So I marked them because this is the range. The gap range is from 0.040 to 0.044. So here's my spark plug. We take the 0.040 and it just went through there. There you go. So it goes through a little bit of resistance, but it goes through nice. Okay. The 0.044. Nope, no go. So it's clearly in that range, and we are calling this good. Guys, if you're relying on like Google or something, you can Google something 6 times and get 6 different answers. I literally just proved it. It's a good idea to like download the service manual or like actually like for me, I got the Toyota stuff. I got Toyota right here. That's what I got. And like, yeah, because you Google it one time, it says 0.039 to 0.043. Then it says, no, it has to be 0.044. Then another one's a gap range. It's a whole thing. Yes, it's, very convenient, but it can also be aggravating, confusing, and give you not, get you a little wrapped around the axle. So actually go to legit sites and actually figure out the right stuff. Otherwise, yeah. And this is not a race car. Okay. So if I don't have it, if I'm 1/1000th off, it's not going to matter, especially when the ones I'm taking out of there are the ones that I damaged when I was replacing the ones with 120,000 miles on it. So obviously, this is not an exact science, but they're close enough for who they're for, and they're not damaged. So win-win. All right, guys. Let's get to work. You guys think we're gonna find any bats this time? We're looking bat free, so that's good. No carcasses here. If you guys remember, getting to the plugs, they're right here, further back. Right there's some stuff in the way. So there was a combination of extensions we had to use. I don't remember what they are. We're gonna learn again together. So I'll get set up for that. We'll start getting after it. All right, guys, I already pulled the first plug out, and my memory's coming back to me. But I got to show you this. This is the plug I just pulled out. This has about 6,000 miles on it. I'm gonna have the kid put a picture up of the ones I took out that had 114,000. Think this guy's not running as good? Yeah, I screwed that up. All right, well, let's damage the other ones while we're at it. Awesome thinking, Chaz. Let's just get back to work. Well, guys, it's the next day. Actually, it's 12:25. After midnight, so it's the day after the next day. And happy Easter because it's officially Easter. And yeah, we got some things done. I didn't record all of it. You guys saw we were doing the tune-up on the Tundra. It's done, and I was actually getting a lot. It was going really well. I bought about 25 years ago. I bought some wobble extensions from this super cheap tool show, and I used them all the time. And then I bought better tools, and I stopped using them, and we're gonna go back because that made that job almost easy. So that was pretty dope. I was just about done, and Megan hits me up and says, "Hey, don't forget you got to be on the Garage Trivia Show in like an hour." So I was like, "Oh!" So I finished up the tune-up, ran to the house, had some quick dinner, and then dominated Garage Trivia. No, I did. It was. I mean, I am a 5-time champion, but we don't want to brag about that. Okay. Great show, guys. If you have a chance to check out I Spider Garage, he's killing it over there. And him and Oli's Garage do the Garage Trivia first Friday night of the month. I was just lucky enough to be on it. And then, well, tune-up's done. We still got the oil change, tire rotation doing this. And when you got that kind of stuff to do, the best thing to do is jump on your motorcycle and go for a ride. So that's what we did today. Went out with the club. It was awesome. And I was so tired. The bike was looking busted, guys. I went and I got back and I just washed it because it had to be done. And we forgot about that dent right there. We'll get to that, guys. We'll get to it. More importantly, like Bubba was telling me, well, he told all of us on one of his videos, before you go on a trip, wash the motorcycle. I need brakes. So we threw them on order. Then I was right there by the OBS was looking dusty. So we knocked the dust off of that one. That's probably not the right way to say that. But we washed it, is what we did. And so that's done. So we got to finish the oil change. We're going to do the oil change. and tire rotation, and then we're gonna strip the trucks out, get the OBS in here, and take care of some maintenance on it. But before we can do that, we got to finish this one. And I'm really looking forward to this oil change because it's the first one with the new skid plate. So I'm keeping an eye on my buddy over there. I think he moved. I'll let you know, and we'll be right back. Yo, real talk, guys. My little buddy over there is gone. And the only thing worse than seeing this guy right here in the shop is not knowing where he went. So, yeah. So if you guys remember, we recently put on this RCI skid plate, and besides the fact it looks awesome and it's actually like legit, the main reason we bought it was to make oil changes easier. And it does that by having this little door that just comes right off and gives you access to your oil filter. So I've never actually done this before. So hopefully it's what it's supposed to do. Well, I know that's what it's supposed to do. Hopefully it does it. We'll find out. Yeah, pops off real easy rather than taking the whole skid plate off like we had to do before. And would you look at that, guys? There's your oil filter right there. Dope. And not only that, guys, got this handy dandy little cutout right by the oil drain. So, yeah, definitely a solid investment. Yo, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It only takes being in two vehicles that the wheel falls off of before you go ahead and put a torque wrench on every single lug nut every time you put a wheel on. I'm telling you, two is the magic number. All right. So we're done. I'm a little aggravated, guys, because I love the skid plate, and if I was doing some off-road craziness, it'd be awesome. I thought it'd be a little bit more conducive for the oil change, and that's not exactly true because when you pull the oil filter out, it kind of goes everywhere. Even if you try using that little, you put the hose or whatever, and I don't think that really works. I've never had luck with it. With the canister type ones, they always just kind of leak out. So that, and even where I bragged about the little for the oil drain, once it came all the way out, it starts to run down like this, right, and drips into that inside of that skid plate, and it just runs all in there. So I learned a lesson. If you guys have the RCI skid plate, take my advice. Put some rags up in there so it just sops it up, and you're not. I was just under there for like it felt like the rest of my life, cleaning it all out. I thought I had it all, and then there was a drip. So I got in there with some brake clean, and yeah, now we're good. So next time when I just change the oil again, we'll put some rags in there, and that should fix the problem. Oil level is perfect. Just checked it. 8.5 quarts of Mobile 1 0W20. Mobile 1 filter. Tires are rotated. Guys, we're done. This should have been done right the first time. I mean, oil change and tire rotation, you got to do those every, what, 5,000? But, well, they say you're supposed to change the plugs at 60,000. I right now have 120, and I've changed them twice, so we're right on schedule, guys. That makes perfect sense, right? I'm going to go ahead, jump in this guy, and do the old switcheroo on the vehicles, and then I'm going to shower and go to bed because I am a dirty, sweaty mess. But my motorcycle's clean. Both my trucks are clean. Well, yes, I have more than two, but both trucks that are legally on the road and drivable right now are clean. And we have a little bit of maintenance to do on the OBS, but you're going to tune in next week to catch that, guys, because I am DUN for this week. Remember what they say, guys. If you want to have the coolest thing in the parking lot, you better be ready to put in some work. And sometimes that work is doing something twice because you screwed it up the first time. Thanks for watching, guys. Man, I ain't driven this thing in 3 weeks. Alright. So I gotta keep rambling to see this thing, like, when it cuts off. And where the hell are the keys for the OBS? Are they in it? That's upstairs. Oh well. There she is. She's all in.